So today I want to talk about a term I coined to myself earlier today. Um, it's a weird one. Go with me on it. I hope that I kind of elucidate on the point enough to where it doesn't feel weird anymore. I feel like it is, however, something that everyone has to go through to some extent. So, the phrase in question. I feel like I am on a journey to being disliked. And I feel that many people are on a journey to being disliked. And you're probably thinking, why are you actively seeking out dislike? Right? Well, actually, it's more about the opposite, right? It's more actually about the absence of being liked, being okay with that, having the opposite occur and being okay with that. So I am looking for the absence of being liked, if you like. um, and so it's a weird one, right? We go through life and we look for the things that make us happy. We look for the people that make us happy. We look generally for contentment, for a myriad of other positive things. And we do that with the intent of having a good life. But the thing is, the world is not quite so simple. Even on the best day, there can be bad things happening. You may have a day that is your greatest day and yet have a puncture, or it might be raining, or a myriad of other things. And you have to be resilient to those things, right? Now, a lot of things in life happen and you can't do anything about them. If you get a puncture, you get a puncture. And what other thing can you do other than replace the puncture and move on? Being liked and disliked, though, those things change our behaviors in big ways. We hide ourselves, we avoid things, we panic about things, we try and get out of responsibilities, right? Because we're panicked. So, for example, someone I know recently really didn't want to go out with someone to do something, and instead of tell them that, they basically said, "Oh no, I'd love to go. I'm really excited about it." Essentially, a barefaced lie. Now, that's okay because sometimes sometimes it's easier to lie. And I won't sit here and say you shouldn't lie because sometimes it's not only easier but more productive for a continued, how to put it, a continued amiability, amenability with a person, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say that lying sometimes isn't beneficial, because the truth is, white lies and certain situational lies can be important. For example, on the opposite hand, I know that someone, for example, might keep the fact that they're pregnant secret for a while, maybe lie about a few things. Yes, I'm not feeling well because I was drinking on Saturday night, let's say, right? Because it saves heartache if something were to go wrong or if something were to happen early on in the pregnancy, let's say, right? So that's an example there. So lying can have its use, right? But if we're lying to be liked, that is not useful because you're hiding yourself. I have done it. Many of you watching have done it. Half the time it's unconscious, even, because we want to fit in, right? But I am working on that because actually, no, I don't necessarily want to fit in. And yes, that might mean that I am perhaps ostracized, or perhaps never fully in the group, or perhaps feel that on some days I am mocked for my views. But there's a quote that I remember, or rather a paraphrase of a quote I remember from The Crown. I believe it was season 3. I think I could be wrong on that one. And it is a scene between Gillian Anderson's Margaret Thatcher and the Queen, played by, I have forgotten her name at this very moment, and that is very, very annoying. Oh gosh, it's gonna come to me any second now. Any second now. No, it's not. Oh gosh, that's really annoying. She is a really famous actress as well. She did a movie not long ago with, oh my gosh, I've forgotten who she did a movie with as well. This is really bad. But the Queen, played by, oh my gosh, played by, it's gone. I can literally see her face. I know who she is, like, big time. That's really bad. My memory for actors' names is not what it used to be. Anyway, the point being, the quote, or the paraphrase of the quote, essentially being, I've lived no life at all if I've not made some people unhappy, right? Because if you go through life placating people, have you moved? Have you moved, I suppose? Have you done anything? Have you made any strides? Have you been productive as a member of society? Have you challenged something? Have you done what you believed in over what someone else believed in? And that's not to say that someone couldn't potentially going through life pleasing everyone and still making these great changes, or still being a person of great import, etc. But the truth is, the more people you're exposed to, the more successful you are, the more ambitious you are, the more worldly you are going to come across people who do not meet or match or accept your worldview. And being on the internet is one of those big things where that's true. I have had comments on a number of videos previously about the size of my head. I've had comments about my teeth. I've had comments about the way I speak. I've had comments regarding a myriad of different things. I keep saying myriad, by the way. It's a word that's on the tip of my tongue, apparently, at the moment. But I think that why I don't care, which maybe I should, I don't know. But the reason I don't care is because I think about what that person might be going through, right? I think, is that person saying that mean thing because it makes them feel just that bit better with what they're going through at the moment, to put someone else down? That's not to say it's acceptable, but what could they possibly be going through where they felt that was necessary? That's one. Two, it's someone on the internet. I don't know them. I will never know them. Maybe wild happenings can of course happen, but generally I'm not going to meet that person. And then because of that, do they matter? And it's hard to say the phrase, does someone matter? Because if we took it as a moral stance, right, every person matters, right? So let's change it slightly. Do they matter to my day-to-day, right? Do they matter to who I am? Let's say, right? Let's augment that. Let's talk about ourselves before we talk about anyone else. No. because they don't. You might watch my videos, you might dislike my videos, you might tell me how I don't fit your ideas of the world. That I'm still here, still going to be here tomorrow, still going to be here the day after, and still going to keep doing my videos and my content and what I want to do. And I entreat anyone who was watching this who feels similar to keep doing the same. Don't let anyone win, because A, they have no power over you, and B, they probably have no power over themselves too, which is a horrible thing. And we don't wish that on anyone, of course. But if they don't have power over themselves, why are you letting them have any real power over you? Because people are hurting out there and they put that hurt on others. And that is why some people do what they do. It's not about you, it's about them. And I'm learning that bit by bit, that when people don't like you, that's a them problem, not a you problem. Because all you can do is show up every day and be you. All you can do every day is turn up and accept yourself. All you can do each and every day is saying, you might dislike me, but I like me. Because frankly, even if everyone on earth disliked you, which I have felt like before, I'm not saying this without having ever felt it, even if everyone on this earth dislikes you, which I doubt, because there's that many potential people who could like you, 8 billion or whatever it is, there's definitely going to be at least one person that likes you. If there's that many people who could possibly like you, that doesn't matter. Do you like yourself? Do you like that you show up every day? Do you like today, for example, I managed to pay myself the compliment that I felt that I'm good at my day job. I feel like I'm good at it. I think I'm good at it. And if someone says opposite to me right now, no. I think I'm good at what I do. And if you believe otherwise, then I don't value your opinion, because it is opinion. If you want to give me facts that refute that to some degree, okay, let's talk. But let's talk, because I'm not letting you ruin my perception of self, you know? So that's sort of how I feel about being disliked. And I hope you guys can feel similarly yourself, because it is a very important skill to have. If you can face being disliked, the rest comes naturally. You know, if you don't care if someone doesn't hit your guts, so to speak, you can deal with whatever they say about you, because if you don't care that they don't like you, you knew they would say something nasty about you, and then thus, does it matter? It also feeds in to the idea that you know enough, which is something I've talked about before, and something I'm very much working on. The idea that I know enough about what's going on with me. I don't need to know why someone else feels this certain way. I don't need to worry about why someone reacts to me in this certain way. They're probably having a bad day. They're probably feeling very negative. They are maybe a negative person by default, etc., etc. You can't put that burden on yourself. I can't put that burden on me. I can put these ASMR videos out, for example, right? And I do that because I want you guys to enjoy the content, but also because it helps me feel like I'm processing emotion, processing thought. If you turned around to me and said, these videos aren't exactly what we're looking for, okay, but if these are the videos that I want to make, then one day there'll be someone who will like my videos the way they are. One would imagine, because not only do we have 8 billion people alive right now, there'll be another billion in however many years, and then after that. And so How do you judge what's right and what's wrong? How do you judge opinion? How do you judge fact? How do you judge a person? You don't, is the answer, isn't it? You don't. What you do is you just do your best. You do your best to, like I said, show up, to give it your all, to consider others, to consider yourself, to understand that when there's a point where one takes a precedent or the other, and it should always be you, by the way. This is a weird thing because we always preach selflessness. We always preach being there for people. We always preach caring for others. But sometimes you, in fact, all the time, you should be looking after number one first. Because the world will be such a better place if everyone could be more self-respecting and learn that that self-respect needs to be paid forward. That actual respect comes from being self-respecting. You know? I'm concerned that I may have slightly drifted from my point of being disliked, but I do think that these are all important, valuable lessons, all the same. But I think one thing that I want to leave on is that I find that a number of people in my life haven't shown for me the way I have needed them to, namely friendships. And that has damaged my self-worth a lot. I can sit here now, today, and say to you that this is slightly emotionally charged, that they do, of course, still matter to me in some degree, but they don't bear on what my life is for the rest of today, for tomorrow, for the next 10 years. I decide how that goes. I decide how happy I'm going to be, how many things I'm going to create, how many tasks and goals I'm going to achieve. That power is yours too. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you believe in yourself, you can believe in yourself. And anyone who tries to detract from that, they're not worth it. That's hard to hear. It sounds mean to say, but it's true. And I hope you guys can feel even a modicum closer to that today. That's my wish for you guys, because it's something that I'm fulfilling thanks to a number of people around me, a number of ASM artists who I listen to. I am starting to center myself. I am starting to become a bulwark against my own insecurities. And it is like elation on a plate. And it's so deserved to everyone. I would give this to everyone if I could. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it's helped you guys in some way, whether it be relaxing or coached. You feel coached after this. I don't know how else to put that. That you feel sort of mentored in a sense, that you feel empowered, maybe is the word. Or if you've fallen asleep, that's great too. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. And I hope you have a great time zone. Bye guys.